We will now talk about group selection. Each day of group selection is a different day based off of room type and group size. The calendar is on our website, as well as you will see throughout our office and the bulletin boards that will be posted later. Each group should designate one group leader, and this group leader will collect all Eagle IDs for their group. The group leader is then responsible for selecting housing for their entire group, and the group leader is the only person that will log into their application and be part of the individual day selection. Each student can only be a part of one group, so make sure that when you're investigating and planning, you're happy with the group that you're going forth with. To apply for a specific type of room, the group leader must register their group the morning of that room type, and groups must equal the number of bed spaces of the housing being requested. This means that if you're going for an 8-person suite, you must have 8 people in your group. You can't have 7 and you can't have 9. If the odds are in your favor and you get to select a room, the group leader will get an email saying how to go forth and what your pick time is. And unfortunately, if the odds were not in your favor that day, your group leader will get an email saying you did not get to pick and that you'll have to register for a different room type day. Students with financial holds or conduct holds will not be eligible to go through this process. Don't fear though, we will be sending emails from placement on a weekly and then daily basis to these students to make sure that they're aware of their status. If you receive an email about a financial hold, you'll have to go to Student Services. And if you receive an email about a conduct hold, you'll have to go to the conduct office. Group selection day. From 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., the group leader will log into their application and create and register their group. Once the group is full, the group leader will verify their group and it cannot be changed. The group leader can register the group anytime between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. It does not matter what time. From 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., groups are assigned pick times through the random lottery process. And from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., the group leader receives an email stating if their group is selected to pick housing that day. If the group is selected, the pick time will be included in that email. From 4 p.m. until all the spaces are selected, each day is a little bit different when the pick times end. Group leaders will log in during their assigned pick time and select housing for their group. Pick times again start at 4 p.m. and 3 groups will go every 5 minutes. So 3 groups at 4 o'clock, 3 groups at 4:05, and so forth. The group leader will assign group members to specific bedrooms, and the space your group leader selects is your room for next year. Be sure your group leader knows who should be direct roommates and who should be in which room. This goes back to making a plan and making sure that you and your group leader know exactly what to do in that time period. The group leader must click save after finalizing the selection, and group members can then view their assignments once it's saved and selected by going into their housing application. Blocking. Blocking is a way that allows several groups to select housing together at the same time and form mini communities. Groups may block with 1, 2, or 3 other groups depending on the selection day. Groups must be the same size, applying for the same type of housing, and fall within the same eligibility category. Blocked groups have one group leader and register once for everyone. Blocking does not improve or hurt chances of selecting housing, and groups that block may be co-ed, but suites and rooms are still single-gendered. Information about blocking can be found in the policy section of the room selection website. And if you have any questions about blocking or how it can help you, please reach out to anyone that works for Residential Life. How groups are assigned lottery numbers and pick times. Groups are weighted based on the class year of the student. Each class has a different eligibility code. Juniors and seniors are given a sum of 1, sophomores a sum of 2, and first years a sum of 3. The sum of the group's eligibility code determines the group's category. The Residential Life website has a complete breakdown of these categories for each selection day. Groups with a lower eligibility category will receive preference over students with a higher eligibility category. So it's kind of like golf. The juniors will always pick over the sophomores, and the sophomores will always pick over the first year students. Groups with the same eligibility category numbers are assigned to random lottery numbers to determine their pick times. Here is the order of the room selection days. The first 4 days are typically for juniors, and the last 4 days are typically for first year students. Some of our tips and tricks throughout this process is to find one person to be your direct roommate and don't leave them. Make sure that when you're looking at room type and group size, that you're registering that meets your need and not editing down. Instead of kicking people out of your group to select for a particular room type, you can use blocking or wait for another day in which your entire group will be able to select together. If you need help finding roommates or chatting through the process, connect with your RD or use the Facebook Finder group.